What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video, and in this video I'm reviewing and telling you all about Madam Edel, the #1 waifu damage dealer that's out in FFBE right now. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so here we are on the Japanese version of the Exvius wiki, because again, I am currently, probably while you're watching this, getting my Sora tattoo finally finished, so I'm in pain. Send me some good vibes right now, you know, the future land. But I'm having to do this early. Now again, this is, this unit is not getting any global buffs, there should be no global changes, so this review should serve as pretty much the same as it would be, just in a different format because we are looking at the JP version of the wiki. Now, talking about our TMR again, we've talked about it. You get 30% increased attack, and you can get a total of 40% more for 70% total if you put a gun and fist on. This is a very strong when you can do that, but you know, a little bit for a TMR, very strong, but a little bit lackluster in the fact that it's very niche, right? You have to put gun and fist on to get the full value out of this. So I'm gonna let that be up to you guys and what units you're looking forward to be using it on. The STMR by far is super powerful, really awesome. With the way that the step up is, you know, the way the step up is made, I may be trying to go for this STMR, to be honest. Attack 55 on a chest piece. You got stop nullification, increase attack 30% with a fist weapon for true dual wield units. You can throw a fist weapon on there, get that extra 30% attack. I think it's amazing, and I'm definitely going to be going for it. Now, moving on down. We do have Madam Edel here. She is going to be a true dual-wield damage dealing unit. Looking at her abilities, she has the ability to imbue and imperil dark or earth. It's going to be up to you which one you want to use in which fight. There's going to be the two abilities she has available to her. Next up, her main damage dealing ability. You can see that we have decreased earth resist by 120% here. She has another ability, I guess, where you can do more imperil, because if you look at her, you know, her imbue and imperil, it's only 80%. So that's going to be your chance to be doing even more earth damage. So it looks like to me, let me make sure I look, you can only decrease dark by 100%. So, yeah, it looks like to me that you may just want to go the earth route if the enemy is not like already pre-imperiled to dark or doesn't have a resist to earth, because you get the 120%. The problem with it, if you go with this route, is you have to cast the imbue and then this, right? So that may, you know, it depends on how you want to do damage, but she is a ramp up unit anyway. I'm just going to turn this filter on. I guess it's not working on the JP version. Anyway, what you guys are looking to do with Madam Edel is she's a weird unit in different kinds of ways, okay? She has this ramping up ability, like kind of like Bart. You guys remember CG Bart's? In a way like that. She wants to use these different abilities to give her modification upgrades, and she's not dictated by how many things you can do in a turn. She's dictated and slow down because of these cooldown abilities that aren't available until 3 turns after. So our first one, where you're going to do some big damage and then get your modifiers up for your abilities, is on turn 3. Then you have to wait till turn 6. Then you have to wait till turn 9. Then you have to wait till turn 12. So one of the biggest downfalls to Madam Edel is if you die, she resets all of this, which is really going to be a hindrance in what you're doing. But she has a way to kind of combat that in her kit. And she takes a little bit to ramp up to that top tier main damage. Oh, you're blowing everything up damage, right? But I just don't see that as being a problem. In between here, once you get to like this 6-turn thing, you're gonna be doing decent damage anyway, and once you get to the end there, after, you know, your 9 turns all the way up to 12 turns to get this last one, you guys are gonna be able to do a butt ton of damage. All right, YouTube demonetization ain't getting me today. Anyway, so that's what she essentially does. You want to earth imperil, earth imbue, let's say, or dark imperil, dark imbue. Then you want to be doing destruction. Now, destruction is going to be your main damage dealing ability. It's going to be Stardust Ray. You're obviously going to be wanting to use another Madam Edel with Madam Edel in most cases. And when you can weave in these turn cooldowns, you want to do that along with doing your LB, which is a 30 times multiplier, 30 times damage multiplier with increased modification going up as well. You want to cast this at least once to get those damage modifications up. After that, you kind of want to skip out on her LB, because she has another great ability that is Glittering Technique, but I have no idea what it's going to be called in global. Physical damage 80 times to one enemy. It costs 38 of your LB crystals, okay? That's going to be a full LB cost there. You have to have full LB. Now, what's great about this is she is a true dual-wield unit. She's going to cast this bad boy twice. Okay, so it's giving you 160 times multiplier on a finishing move. It's absolutely insane, okay? This amount of damage is good. And that's why I think she still has a lot of damage she can do in the early game. If you weave this in instead of destruction, and you have the support around her to be able to chain up, it doesn't have to be a strong chain. You can use whatever chains you have with your support units, and then have her finish with this, and your damage is going to be huge. Now, again, it is kind of tough, right? Because you have to have her have full LB to be able to use this. But a lot of units out there, you know, their LB does a lot of damage, and, you know, it's kind of for this case here. You can use things like Entrust, whatever you need to get her this, but when she has this, she is going to deal a big chunk of damage with this finishing ability if you can get it to finish. Moving on down through her different passives, she has Resist to Confuse and Petrify right off the bat, two of the bigger ones you want to worry about. Enable dual wielding of one-handed weapons. She's going to be able to put that gun and that fist weapon in her hand, or, you know, it depends on you. I'm using FFBE equipped to make sure I know what's going on with mine, to build mine up right. She does have the different Secret Sake is what it's called in JP. We'll see what it's called in Global. Defense goes up as she lowers HP, so she has that defensive. Now, I don't know if you're going to be buffing up to 200% or whatever. You know, your external buffs are probably going to be a little bit higher than this or on par with this, but it is there just in case. She has increased attack 40% with a gun and then 40% with a fist weapon, so again, that's why she has an affinity for those two in her passives. She has increased equipment attack 40% when dual wielding, MP up, and then she also has this, again, when she starts falling low, she has these thresholds where she's going to be buffing herself up and getting more powerful. And to go along with that, we're just going to go ahead and skip down. If you have her TMR or her STMR equipped, you are going to have double guts. And you guys know how important guts is. How many times has your team exploded and you see your one damage dealer sitting there with 1 HP? Or there's some tanks that have it too, some different units, but sitting there with 1 HP and you're just like, yes, I didn't have to use my re-raise that was on that unit. I lived. She can do that twice. So although if she dies, she kind of resets her whole damage dealing fleet there, she can resist that death 2 times, okay? So just to be aware that that is going to help you guys a lot out in the game. I skipped over this passive attack defense up 30%. She does get LB 2 per turn. Going to help you guys with that LB ability that you want to use. She does have the increased true dual wield. I mean, every true dual wield unit in the game now, you should just assume has this, I guess. I mean, I hope they don't burn me when I say that, but that's something I think you should assume. Increased resist to charm 100%. So if you have her STMR, it's charm 100% and the stop 100%, which would be great. You don't have to worry about those two. The one that you really need to fix on here, we are missing one of the great 3, so you are going to have to get that paralyzed resist on, just in case. The great 3 status elements you need to make sure you're always resist to. So you need some paralyzed resist through your other types of equipment. And then she gets equipment true dual wield 60%. So she has 100%. You need to get that other 100% through your equipment and whichever way you're putting on. Looking at these activated about warming up, let's go find warming up to make sure. I think it's, where is warming up? Oh, there it is, warm up. I guess it's this ability, yeah. So if you use this ability, you guys are going to get some more ways to make sure you don't die. You're going to mitigate physical damage 75% to 1 turn to caster, and mitigate magic damage 75% to 1 caster. So if you know some big threshold is coming, some big damage dealing ability is about to hit you, and you don't want your Madam Edel to die again, weave this ability warm up into the rotation. It's very important to make sure that you keep her alive, as we've talked about. And again, this is going to be different in Global. I'm sorry the names aren't the same, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, she's actually a pretty simple character, but you need to make sure she doesn't die. You need to protect her. You need to have the support around her for her to be able to do her massive amounts of damage, and we already talked about her LB. Now, when building her, I talked about this a little bit in the news update. There are going to be 3 weapons in the game that are given to you as a free-to-play player, which makes her extremely powerful. The first one, I'm going to cut the video for a quick second. I'm going to pull them up so I can talk about them and show them off to you guys. So the first free-to-play obtainable item that you can get for your Madam Edel is Quicksilver. You guys are going to be able to get this from beating the Scorn of the Fallen Icebird, so the Icebird Part 2. This thing is a 172 attack weapon, okay, that's going to go in her hand, and then you're also going to get Silver Bullet, which gives you guys freaking Demon Killer Plus, physical and magic damage 75%. There are a ton of demons in this game that you guys fight. Bosses, series boss battles, all kinds of stuff. So this item right here is fantastic, and it's, the trial, I mean, I'm not saying the trial isn't hard. Some people have difficulties with it, but it should be easily obtainable by a lot of players, and it's free to play, and it's an amazing weapon that goes great on her. Speaking of another weapon that goes great on her, we're talking about Tiger Fangs. It's another fist weapon, 173 attack. You guys get that from the Scorn of the Beast of the Dark, so Dark Ifrit, I do believe, and Dark Siren, and then you guys are also going to get Aquatic Gnaw on this. This gives you Aquatic Killer. Now, this one's not as useful. You don't get to go in there and fight all these aquatic monsters all the time, but it is an option for for you, along with being a high attack stat on the fist weapon. And you guys can get this just by beating those trials. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the weapon that you guys get for completing the Manor, which again, you guys can't complete until March 5th. It doesn't come out until March 5th. But it is a 152 attack Earth Elemental gun. And remember, she likes to use Earth damage. So if you have this gun on her, you can skip that part where I was talking about where you have to imbue and then maybe use that higher imperil. If this gun is on her, you can just use that higher imperil and then go to town, right? That's what you guys can do. And then it has a special passive that grants Madam Edel. So you might be thinking, 152, I'd rather use Quicksilver. It has way higher attack or something else in my kit. Well, you're going to have to really look at your builds because this does give her 50% more HP and then 50% more attack, if I could talk, which is going to really help you in survivability and give you that more attack that you need, because remember, we don't want her dying. So overall, guys, I think this unit is super cool. Her downfalls is she has really no support around her. She's really just a damage-dealing glass cannon. That's what she is. And I call her glass cannon because you don't want her to die, right? You want to protect her, and then she starts dishing out the damage. Some people do not like the gameplay style of just letting your unit build up to do damage, and they prefer their units to start dishing out the damage from turn 1, and that's why they may like a different unit. So that's going to be really up to you, but I really love the fact that she has these free-to-play weapons, and she's extremely powerful. I think she's simple, but also fun. You're playing this like game. I love the double guts ability. You guys can just tell I really like this unit, and I'm going to be pulling for her. I don't know if it's today. I'm releasing this today, but the tattoo, getting finished, driving 5 hours back home. I don't know if I'm going to be up for it, but if I am, you guys will see me tonight. If not, you guys will see me tomorrow night at 8 p.m. EST on my stream. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below how you feel about Madam Edel. And if you guys are pulling for Mama Edel, subscribe for future content. Catch me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Claic Yuzolt, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.